What is going on, apes? We have a very important AMC update video to get into. We're going to go over the ortex data, the dark pool data, the technical levels to be watching for, and the Stonko tracker data, because this is signifying we have a lot of contracts in open interest for next week. So this could signify we could see a potential gamma squeeze next week as well, like I've been indicating on this channel. Now, first things first, I do want to talk about the reason why I think we did not close above $60 when all the indicators were signaling that we would at least close over $60 today, this Friday. Now, I did post a video. This is from CNBC. This guy is a former Citadel trader, and they basically ask him the question, does Citadel manipulate the order flows when they do get them? Because Citadel gets the majority of order flows for the whole entire stock market. Obviously, because of legal implications, he cannot say exactly, but he paints a pretty clear picture of what is going on here and the fraud that Citadel does do. This video is only about 3 minutes, so I do recommend you guys check this out. It'll give you a lot of insights into what this former employee of Citadel is saying, and I think you'll agree with me that he is basically saying Citadel does mess with the order flows and is doing a lot of fraudulent behaviors here. But before we get into the rest of the information, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel and help push this video out to as many apes that need to hear this as possible. Also, if you guys want to get free stock, link down below in the description, as well as the buy and sell alerts. We just hit a 500% trade and a 200% trade. Go ahead and check that out if you want to. Now, getting into the ortex data, keep in mind not all of this data, but most of this data is coming back for Wednesday because of the T+2 settlement time. So we do have a short interest change of negative 1.31%, return shares of 2.96 million, borrowed shares of 1.78 million. So that is a borrowed change of negative 1.19 million shares. We do have a current estimated short interest that has went up over the last week, which does indicate that a lot of shorts are still making new short positions in AMC or doubling down on current short positions in AMC. That does currently sit at 13.45%. The estimated shares that are currently sold short of 68.79 million. And I do want to reiterate yet again that we did get the short squeeze indicator, a type 3 indicator, and this has a mean return of 27.40% and a significant of 86%. So they have a high conviction we will see a short squeeze within the next week or so. So that is just something to keep in mind. I would take it with a grain of salt just because ortex data can be quite sketchy since they get it from kind of sketchy counterparts. Now, I do want to point out the average days on loan was a lot higher at about 57.9 days. Now it is currently at 44 days. And essentially what this is how long people have had these short positions for, right? How long they've been on loan. And the key to point out here, this is actually starting to come down, which does signify some legal shorts may have covered back then when it started to squeeze, but more are getting in, and actually more and more are getting in. So once you do see that squeeze, you're gonna see a lot of people start to cover their shares. I don't know when that'll happen or how long out it'll be, but that is something to keep in mind as well, and that is some good information to keep track of. Now, as far as the Stonko tracker data, we did have in the money contracts of 411,000 contracts that expired in the money, a decent amount out the money contracts at 421,000 that expired out the money, so not so good to see there. But the thing I want to point out is next week, the June 25th, it looks like a lot of people did roll over these contracts that did expire in the money to out the money June 25th contracts, right? We have 152,000 in out the money contracts currently, and once you do see some of that gamma action start to happen next week, you're going to see a lot of FOMO buyers start to buy into some of these out the money contracts for AMC that expire next Friday. So what we really want to see is these out the money contracts start to really pick up, and then obviously with the gamma action, maybe shorts covering, whatever the case is, maybe we get some good news on AMC, doesn't really matter. But once we see that price keep going up, you want to watch how many out the money contracts go in the money, and this is the next biggest expiration date on the whole entire chain is next Friday, and this number has been going up pretty much every single day. So I do think next week will be very, very important and significant, and that is what I've been pointing out on this channel is Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but really Thursday and Friday of this week, right? The week that we just passed, we're going to be very important, but especially next week as well. So that is something to look forward to. That could be quite a lot of shares that do have to be purchased. That's about 15 million shares that would have to be bought if all of the out the money contracts went into the money. So that is something to keep in mind. Now, taking a look at the dark pool data, especially take this website with a grain of salt. I have not been able to confirm or deny this website, but it says net volume for the day, or net short volume for the day, was $2.29 billion, net short volume of 37 million shares, which would align nicely compared to what the volume we did see today, and that was at 241 million in volume. So it does make a lot of sense if you're trying to legitimize this website at 37 million in short volume or shorted shares. It does make a lot of sense, and I could definitely believe that math that would go involved with that. But the position size currently says it's at $24 billion. That is very, very significant. We are almost at the whole entire float with the short sold position at 470 million shares. So if you guys can debunk this website, let me know. I would love to hear that information and make a video about it, because I don't want to spread false information here. But from what everything I've been able to uncover, this website is legit. So just something to keep in mind. I don't know how much you guys agree with it or whatever the case is, but I do think it is insightful information if it does prove to be correct. And I haven't seen anybody disprove this website, so let me know if you do know anything down below in the comment section. Now, getting into the technical levels, guys, we are still in a very, very bullish uptrend. Consistently through the past week, months, couple weeks, we have been green every single time, every single time, and we still have an uptrend here, guys. Don't forget that this is still on and alive. If you just draw a trend line, it is very, very positive here, and we are headed into a positive direction. It's going to be the real tipping point once we do obviously break past the $60 price point, which I do think Citadel had their hand in the order flows, and that's why that did not happen. But once we do break above that, really get to that $70 to $75 range, and especially over $77, you're going to see a lot of momentum. And the way the charting does look right now is that will 100% happen. Now, it's hard to put a time on this, so if you guys are playing options, maybe it's a good idea to buy further expiration dates, right? Maybe July's, maybe August. But I'm not a financial advisor or a financial planner. I wear pink suits and talk about stocks on YouTube. So never listen to anybody, verify everything everybody ever says, and make sure to come to your own conclusions. You are responsible for your own investments. That is very, very important here. We are all grown-ups. Now, like I said, the trend line is very, very significant here. It is fully intact, and we are looking for a breakout to the upside. You can see ever since we did hit this low at about June 10th, we have been consistently going up, hitting a leg up, consolidate, a little bit of a leg down, a leg back up, and now we are consolidating yet again. After hours is up 0.15%. So I do think next week will be good, and I think we'll see a lot of action next week, especially, like I said, when you see those FOMO buyers start to come in and buy the contracts. But something else I do want to point out, guys, is yesterday, or June 16th, I should say, and even yesterday, we found solid support at the 50-day moving average, which currently sits at $54.06. So I don't see us coming under this price point. Pretty much every single time we get to this, we bounce off of it, or shortly after bounce off of it. So that does look very good. That is something that is obviously a very bullish factor that is in our favor here, guys. But as far as potential upside, you're really going to want to watch the $77 mark. As potential downside, though, like the lower low end is about $41. Now, obviously, that's not where I think we would go, or I don't ever think we're going back down there, to be quite honest. I think AMC is going to hold up like GameStop. I say this in a bunch of videos, running up from $4 to $350. I don't think it's ever coming back down to these prices once the squeeze is squozen. Now, as far as a realistic bottom that we could go to, I think $50 is realistic, but that would still be going down $9, and that would still even put us in this consolidation range, but I don't think that'll happen. And as long as that don't happen, we're gonna stay on the bullish side of things. Now, like I said, if we start to get that rally, we're gonna get a lot of steam from FOMO buyers, traders coming in, all types of different factors, even possibly illegal shorts that are covering their positions. Obviously, we can't account for naked short sells or even synthetic shares. That'll obviously play a different role on the stock. But all in all, it does look very good. 200-day moving average currently sits at $26.54. So we are well above that. We are well above our 50-day moving average as well by about $5. So those two key factors are very significant as well, signifying that we are most definitely in a bullish pattern. And it doesn't take a genius or anybody that knows anything about technicals to know that this is an uptrend and this is a very positive thing. Now, if you do own shares, I don't think you can go wrong buying shares. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but that is what I am doing. As well as the options, I would just get more time on your options. Like I said, the furthest out I think we could go is about that $40 price point, but I don't think that is going to happen. The MACD is pretty neutral. It was slightly bullish today. Even when we were kind of selling off, it went bullish towards the end of the day. So that does look good. As far as the TSI, pretty much the same thing there. The volume today was only 241 million, whereas the volume yesterday was 301 million. So that is a change of about 60 million less volume today, which was surprising because today was quad witching day. Only 4 days out of the year where 4 different asset types or asset classes expire on the same day. Like I said, only happens 4 days a week and usually brings a lot of volatility and volume to the stock market. We did see that today. We had a major sell-off in the market, but even AMC did have wild swings, right? We were up quite a bit at one point and then down quite a bit at one point and then kind of ending flat for the day. So that is quite surprising, but I do think a lot of this volatility and momentum to the upside will actually happen next week. Now let's take a look at the strikes that we should be watching for next week. Let me pull it up. The chart is a little bit laggy. So the 60 has 10,700 contracts. It's going to be quite tricky. If we go to about 65 or even just over 60, they're not going to hedge all of these contracts that are open in people's accounts right away, since obviously next week will be Monday and there will be 5 trading days until Friday. But same thing is pretty much the June 18th. 60 has a lot, 65 has a lot, and then 70 has a lot. Really at 70, you have 13,000 in open interest, and then the 80 has a lot. So it's about every $5 increments. Nothing has really changed from the June 18th, but once you get over 100, you have a lot of activity on the option chain. 15,200, and then even at 145, you have about 45,000 contracts. So if we can get up to those levels, it will go absolutely insane. But that is pretty much all I have for this video, guys. That is everything you guys need to know as far as AMC and where we do currently look. It looks very, very bullish, so I wouldn't let a down 2.42% day discourage any of you guys. Like I said, if you have options, it's not a recommendation, but I would buy further dated out options just to make sure you do catch the squeeze. It's always better to be late than wrong, or go out further on the chain than be late and be wrong and lose all that money. With shares, like I said, you can't really go wrong just buying the shares. I think once we do squeeze, we will hold those elevated levels, or at least come down a little bit, but still be in the multi-$100 range like GameStop, whatever the case is. I don't think you can go wrong doing either one at this stage and point. We have not even started to squeeze. Short interest is going up, so all the odds are ever in our favor. So with that being said, I will see you guys later. Let me know what you guys think about this video down below in the comment section. If there's anything else that I missed that is significantly important, let me know. I will make a follow-up video, as well as make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links down below for a public get up to $70 $30 in whatever free stock that you want. I got $30 in Beyond Meat and $50 worth of Tesla. No need to even link a bank account or even deposit a single dollar. $0. You don't have to deposit anything. It's worth rolling the dice and seeing what you do get, and you get your stock immediately, so there's no harm there. As well as we will get up to $2,300 in free stock when you deposit $100 and start a brokerage account with them. If you guys want to be linked up with the buy and sell alerts, me and the community where we send out our trades every single time I buy or sell, I send an alert over there. We've been killing it, and even over the past 2 days, about $100 investment would have paid for your costs in pure profits for about 2 years. So check that out if you guys want, as well as the link down below in the description. I will see you guys later. Until next time, take care.